professionals. He participates in almost all the conferences. He has joined many webinars of Central Zone regularly. He always give his inputs. I would request all the persons to mute their mic, please. He continuously join all the webinars. He is a faculty in many of the conferences. He is the chairman. He is a friend to all of us. And friend, I am happy to present Shri N.K. Gupta Sahab, a senior chartered accountant, chairman Mangalam Builders, the biggest real estate group in Rajasthan, as our chairman today. And I would request him now to take over the responsibility and sir, continue with your deliberations. Shri N.K. Gupta Sahab.
Thank you, Pankaj Gia. Very well, thank you. I welcome all the participants, which includes builders as well as my professional colleagues. I appreciate the efforts of Pankaj Gia and his team to organize this webinar. Friends, RERA is a very burning topic nowadays, especially looking to the COVID-19. बिल्डर्स की अपने प्रॉब्लम्स आई हैं और इस कोविड-19 से प्रोजेक्ट्स डिले होंगे और मेरा ये मानना है कि करीबन साल भर प्रोजेक्ट्स डिले हो सकते हैं। 2 महीने का तो ये लॉकडाउन हो गया और उसके बाद में भी लाइन पे आने में प्रोजेक्ट्स को काफी टाइम लगेगा। उस पे बिल्डर्स की सेल्स, कलेक्शन और कंस्ट्रक्शन तीनों ही काफी डिले होंगे और उस डिले को देखते हुए एक नया बिल्डर्स के लिए प्रॉब्लम आएगी। पहले भी बिल्डर्स के लिए रेरा प्लस नोटबंदी और उसके अलावा वर्ल्ड वाइड जो मंदी थी उसको देखते हुए अब चौथी ये कोविड-19 से क्रिएट हो गई है और 19 से ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट हुई है इससे वर्ल्ड की ओवरऑल इकोनॉमी को इफेक्ट हुआ है, हर इंडस्ट्री को और हर सेगमेंट को इफेक्ट पड़ा है, स्पेशली बिल्डर्स को, क्योंकि बिल्डर्स मकान और वो ऐसी चीज है जो कि लास्ट कैटेगरी में आती है। हर आदमी पहले अपनी जरूरतों को पूरा करता है और जब लास्ट में वो आएगी। परंतु इसका कोविड का एक पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट भी ये रहा है कि जो लोग कंजेस्टेड एरियाज में रहते हैं, जैसे 4 दीवारी की सिटीज में, या जो लोग गांव में रहते हैं या जैसे रामगंज वाले एरियाज में, वो डेफिनेटली इससे बाहर निकलना चाहेंगे। उनको ये बात समझ में आ गई है कि स्टे होम एंड स्टे फ्री। तो होम स्टे पे नेचुरली मेरा ये मानना है कि 4-5 महीने के बाद में डिमांड और क्रिएट हो सकती है, परंतु डेफिनेटली ये 6 महीने के लिए प्रॉब्लम्स जो आई है वो बिल्डर्स को सहन करनी पड़ेगी और उसमें वो बिल्डर सर्वाइव करेगा जो अपने फंड फ्लो और कैश फ्लो को मैनेज कर रहा हो। इस पीरियड में रेरा की अपनी एक इम्पोर्टेंस है। मेरा ब्रदर संजय घिया, हमने दोनों ने बहुत साथ साथ काम किया है, कई बार हमने ऑडिट भी साथ साथ की है। घिया एंड कंपनी के साथ में गया हूँ। पहले प्रोमिनेंट पर्सनालिटी रहा है संजय घिया जी और एकेडमिक रहा है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि रेरा पे संजय घिया जी बहुत अच्छा प्रकाश डालेंगे और जो बिल्डर्स की प्रॉब्लम्स है उसको एड्रेस करेंगे। बिल्डर्स की मेन प्रॉब्लम की जो प्रोजेक्ट्स डिले हो गए हैं उनमें कस्टमर्स डेफिनेटली रिफंड की डिमांड कर सकते हैं। तो एक तरफ तो प्रोजेक्ट डिले हो गए, कलेक्शन नहीं आ रहा है, सेल्स नहीं हो रही है, दूसरी तरफ अगर कस्टमर अपना डिमांड करने लग गया पैसे का तो बिल्डर्स के लिए एक नई प्रॉब्लम आएगी। उसमें रेरा का क्या व्यू रहेगा, इसमें संजय जी घिया से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो प्रकाश डालें। मैं अपने सारे फेलो बिल्डर से भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो जो भी अपनी अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स हों वो मेरे कलीग संजय घिया के सामने रखें और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि संजय घिया उनका प्रॉपर जवाब दे पाएंगे। मैं अब बहुत ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लेते हुए माइक संजय घिया को देता हूं और संजय घिया से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि वो रेरा के ऊपर अपने रिमार्क दें। संजय घिया।
Thank you, sir. Chairman, sir. Sanjay ji, you have to unmute your mic. Sanjay Ghia, you have to unmute your mic. But before you speak, let me speak for a few minutes. Friend Sanjay Gia, a prolific speaker, a book writer on RERA. He has recently launched a book on RERA with all the recent provisions, act, sections, rules and notifications, along with a commentary. It's a big book, and it has been appreciated by one and all. All the RERA authorities are taking as a referencer and keeping it in their office. All the builders are taking it as a referencer and keeping it in their office. And I am sure that Sanjay Gia will give a special prize for all the All India Federation of Tax Practitioners members for this book. Friends, Sanjay Gia has started his practice as mainly on income tax side, but with the advent of RERA, he has moved on to RERA. He comes out with a regular news magazine, that is RERA Times. It contains the judicial decisions, it contains various aspects. He is a master for the purpose of RERA issues, and we have good opportunity. Again, today we had already crossed 300 persons. It is all your love and affection. And friends, with this, not taking much time and coming directly to the issue, I would be requesting Mr. Sanjay Gia, a prolific speaker, my brother, and a book writer, author, every intelligent and expert on RERA, to continue his start and continue his deliberations. Mr. Sanjay Gia.
Thank you, Pankaj bhai.
Thank you, sir. You continue.
And I hope that everybody is safe and healthy in this pandemic. First of all, I would like to congratulate Priya ji, Jolly ji, Sandeep ji, past office bearers of AIFTPs, present office bearers, past presidents, Rajesh Mehta ji, for this wonderful series of webinars. And I think we have been highly benefited by the various deliberations on different subjects had in last more than a week's time, and then we will be very much benefited in the future webinars also. They are really working hard, and this shows the number of participants which is increasing day by day. And this is a unique idea which has been floated by the team AIFTP, and it has been appreciated not in Rajasthan alone, but on all India level. And this program is getting immense response from all sector of life, whether they are the consultants, chartered accountants, or business communities. Friends, it's my pleasure to be here to speak on the recent aspects on the RERA. My elder brother N.K. Gupta has very nicely explained the problems being faced by the real estate sector. He has been very nice to me also. He is a builder, developer, and a chartered accountant. And I have learned a lot during my tenure as working under him as chartered accountant, and I have got a lot of experience. And I am very thankful for his encouraging words. Friends, real estate sector, I know everybody is aware it is so much of importance. Second in the GDP, second in employment generation, then revenue generation it holds a major portion. So the importance of real estate cannot be undermined, and because of that, everybody is very much concerned about the state of affairs of the real estate sector nowadays. RERA Act has been made applicable from 1st May 2017. It is a new act. Initially, I was thinking that it's a very small act and then it's very easy to understand. But with the passage of time, I feel that this act needs in-depth study, as well as various pronouncements are required by the Supreme Court also later on. to clarify certain important provisions, but still this is a very new act and we have to learn a lot. We have to get many clarifications from the various authorities as well as the government. But I think with the passage of time, this act will be settled. Now, I am sharing my PPT. I understand that most of the persons attending the webinar here, are aware about the important provisions of the RERA Act. But still, I will take few minutes for mentioning certain important provisions just to refresh your memories, and then I will discuss regarding some specific aspects of the RERA. What are the major points for discussions in respect of interpretation of different sections of the RERA, as well as various authorities have pronounced different type of decisions. So we have to understand the implications of those decisions also. So initially, I will take you to the basic provisions of the RERA, important provisions. This act, which has been made applicable from 1st May 2017, and to establish a regulatory authority for the real estate sector, and the main purpose of this act was for transparency, standardization, and professionalism in the real estate sector. Now, the implementation status of RERA is very important. We will see that all the states have not taken appropriate steps in the implementation of RERA. 31 states have till date notified the RERA rules, and 30 states have set up real estate regulatory authority, 24 regular and 6 interim authorities, and around more than 50,000 real estate projects and 40,000 real estate residents have been registered under this RERA. And about more than 45,000 complaints have been disposed of by the various RERA authorities across the nation. But the main problem of RERA is in West Bengal, where they have not yet passed the RERA Act. They have made their own act, but it is creating problem for the real estate sector, whether it is builder, promoter, or the allottees, because if the RERA Act is not passed in a particular state, then the banking industry will not be able to finance those projects, as well as allottees will not be able to get the finance for the purchase of the plot or flat or land or whatever is the case from the banking sector. So, particularly in West Bengal, this act has not been passed till now, and it is causing concern for the real estate sector. Is there any problem? Now, what is the meaning of real estate? Real estate projects doesn't it includes not only the apartments or flats, but it includes the land also. If you are developing land, and plotting is also covered. Redevelopment of land means where, in particularly in bigger cities where some slum development is there, this is also covered under the definition of the real estate projects, and it doesn't discriminate between residential apartment or commercial apartment. It includes all type of real estate activities, whether it is commercial, shop, offices, residential, etc. Then real estate projects requires registration, or a Real Estate Act requires registration of the project as well as real estate agents also, and nobody can sell any real estate project without registration. One important aspect is exemption regarding the registration of the real estate project. One condition is that the land should not, if a project is not required registration, if the land does not exceed 500 square meters or the number of apartment does not exceed 8. I will discuss this aspect later on in my further slide. Second is, if the project has obtained completion certificate prior to the commencement of the act, it doesn't require the registration. And thirdly, if the project is for the redevelopment which does not involve any marketing or selling to the new allottee, then it doesn't require any registration. Now, there are certain exemptions for the ongoing projects. In fact, the RERA Act has mentioned that all the ongoing projects are required to be registered under the RERA Act. But different states have come out with different exemptions of the definition of ongoing projects, because ongoing project definition has not been defined in the Act. Every state has defined the definition of ongoing projects as their own, as per their convenience. So in Rajasthan, we have been given 7 exemption. If they have mentioned 7 conditions in the Rajasthan RERA rules, and if any project is covered in any of those cases, then those projects will be out of the range of the ongoing project definition and they will not be required to be registered. But this aspect we will also discuss later on, because various states have given various exemptions which is not as per the decision given by the central government, and various authorities have taken different stands. This issue will need to be settled by the highest court, because the exemptions given in the different rules of different states are different, and the Supreme Court will have to, in fact, lay down the specific criteria which projects are beyond the will be within the definition of ongoing projects and which are beyond the definition of the ongoing projects definition. Now, some important conditions of the important sections of the RERA Act is whatever amount is received from the allottee, 70% of the amount has to be deposited in the separate account mentioned in the schedule bank, which can be withdrawn by obtaining the certificates, and then certificate has to be obtained from 3 authorities, mainly engineer, second is architect, and third is chartered accountant. Engineer will specify the cost incurred on the project, architect will specify the percentage of completion, and the chartered accountant will specify the actual cost incurred as per the books of account, and on that basis amount can be withdrawn. Then within 6 months from the end of the year, the promoter has to submit audit report in a specified format as per the rules of the different state, but that has to be audited by the auditor, and the certificate as mentioned above has to be obtained other than the statutory auditor of the promoter. One important point is that the promoter cannot accept an amount greater than 10% of the cost of apartment if the agreement to sale is not registered. And this is a very important aspect to regulate the real estate sector. Earlier, most of the agreements were not registered. Now it has been made mandatory. If you get more than 10%, the agreement has to be registered with the local authorities. Now these are the different points which are required to be published on the website of the authority while getting the registration. So at the time of registration, developer profile, track of the developer, litigations, and past performance, details of the project, cost of the project, all those things are required to be published on the website of the authority while registering the project, and it is very useful for allottee as well as the promoter and the regulator also, so as to monitor the development of the real estate project. Various approvals like NOC, environment clearance, and other permissions from the local authorities, land use permissions, are also to be uploaded so that everybody can see what are the requirements, what are the permission, from whom the permission have been obtained, and what type of permissions are there, what are the maps. So everything will be available on the website. This have been made mandatory. Then one important point is that every promoter has to upload allotment letter, draft agreement to sale, and conveyance deed. Agreement to sale is very important aspect, and almost all the real estate authorities have come out with the rules wherein they have prescribed the agreement to sale. Every promoter and the allottee has to enter into agreement as per that format only, and that format has been made on the basis of the various sections in the RERA Act. One important aspect is that a certificate from the advocate having experience of more than 3 years has to be uploaded at the time of registration, showing that the land is free from all encumbrances. If the promoter has got any loan from the bank or any mortgage is there, that also needs to be uploaded on the site at the time of registration. Real estate agents are required to be registered. No person other than the registered real estate agent can work on behalf of the promoter to sell their real estate property, their real estate properties. Apart from this, the cost of land, development cost are also required to be mentioned in the real estate website, this website of the authority. But this list is a illustrative list, and the RERA authorities can increase the various other requirements to be uploaded at the time of registration. One important aspect is the structural defect. Structural defect is the defect in workmanship, quality of construction, quality of provision of services, and every promoter has to rectify within 30 days, and they have to give the guarantee for up to 5 years from the date of possession. This is a very important aspect, but I think the period given of 5 years is too long a period, and that too it starts from the date of possession given to the allottee. And within, if any problem is there in respect of the plot, in respect of any defect in workmanship, a builder promoter has to rectify that within 30 days, and the allottee can claim compensation from the promoter in case of non-compliance thereof, and no time limit has been mentioned for this purpose. No modification, alteration, or change can be made in the real estate project without the consent of 2/3 of the allottees. But if the alteration is of minor nature, it is excluded from the consent of 2/3 allottees. And transfer of real estate project to a third party cannot be done without the permission of 2/3 allottee and the prior permission of the RERA. This is also important because sometimes it happens that in between, when the project is under construction, earlier there used to be change in the ownership. Now this act has restrained this activity, and permission from the RERA authority is required. There are various duties of the allottee. I will just go through some important part. We have already discussed regarding 2/3 of the consent, 10%. The allottee is entitled to know the stage-wise time schedule of the completion of the project, and allottee is also liable to pay interest in case they do not make the payment as per the agreement to as mentioned in the agreement to sell. And they have to cooperate with the promoter in the formation of the association of allottee. They have to take the physical possession within 2 months from the occupancy certificate and get the conveyance is registered within 3 months. Now, some other important provisions includes one, compulsory insurance of the title deed of the land, because sometimes it happens that the legal title of the land is not clear. Now, before the project is registered, this insurance of title deeds is required, but this section has not been notified till yet. The government has to take its own time because even the insurance companies are not ready for this insurance of title deeds till now. Quarterly updates is required within 15 days in all the cases of registered projects. Now, with the passage of time, we are now getting number of cases with, under disputes between promoter as well as allottee. Promoter or allottee can file their complaint with the real estate authority, and the real estate authority will pass the order within 60 days. And if the order is to be appealed, then the appeal has to be filed before Real Estate Appellate Tribunal, named as REAT. And within 60 days of the order of the Real Estate Tribunal, appeal can be filed before the High Court. Now, I will discuss one point regarding the fees to be paid as well as the certain orders wherein the Real Estate Appellate Tribunal can hear the appeal without deposit of the requisite fee in my later slide. Now I will come to real issues of the RERA. Main issues of the RERA. I have just gone through major important provisions of the Act. Now, till now, with the passage of RERA Act, there are few landmark judgments. First and foremost important judgment is Neel Kamal Realtors. When the RERA Act was passed, various developers, promoters have filed appeals before various high courts and Supreme Court that the RERA Act is unconstitutional, and several other provisions, they have challenged various other provisions of the RERA Act. Supreme Court later on combined all those appeals and then directed these appeals to be heard by Bombay High Court, and they have given a landmark judgment on 6th December 2017. And in that judgment, I will briefly explain few pronouncements. One is the RERA Act, which was challenged on constitutionality. It was very specifically made clear that RERA is constitutionally valid and all the provisions are constitutionally valid in the RERA Act. Second, that RERA Act is not retrospective, it is retroactive and quasi-retroactive. Third is, if the project is revoked, it doesn't mean that the property is confiscated by the RERA authorities or acquired by the RERA authorities. It just mentions that the promoter will work as per the directions given by the RERA authority in the further development work. Then power of revocation under section 738 and section 37 of RERA shall be exercised on case-to-case basis. There should not be a blanket order. Once the promoter is not able to hand over the project within the time schedule, it doesn't mean that RERA will revoke the project automatically and will debar the promoter to develop the project. It has to be on case-to-case basis, and on the basis of facts and circumstances of each case, the decision has to be taken, and what conditions are to be imposed, it has to be on case-to-case basis. Then this next point, which was affirmed by the Neelkanth Realtors case, that interest under section 18 is not a penalty. It is a compensatory measure and not a penalty. This judgment has given direction to lot of authorities in deciding the cases in respect of cases filed by allottee or the promoter for awarding the interest as compensation or interest as penalty. Then one important part, that 46(1)(b), it has been struck down, which mentioned in that real estate appellate tribunal will have one judicial member, and judicial member should should not be a person who has been a member of Indian Legal Service or has held the post of additional secretary of that service or an equivalent post. It was specifically struck down, and this category of person was removed from the definition of the judicial person for the appointment as judicial member in real estate appellate tribunal. Second case is with regard to Vikram Chatterjee and others, popularly known as Amrapali case. It was decided by the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, on 23rd of July 2019. In this case, what happened that thousands of allottees have made payment to the Amrapali group of companies for the purchase of flats, but the funds were diverted by the builder, by the promoter, and later on the hearing by Supreme Court, they have pronounced certain important aspects. One aspect is that the funds which have been diverted by the builder will be the responsibility of the promoter, and they will be taken to task. Forensic audit will be conducted for them. Second, the Greater Noida and Noida Authority have issued NOCs, conditional NOCs to the Amrapali group, and on that basis mortgage was created by the banks, and allottee made the payment on that, and it was directed by the Honorable Supreme Court to the Greater Noida Authority and Noida Authority to issue completion certificates, issue lease deeds, and to issue all the necessary papers to the allottees. And this Noida Authority and the Greater Noida Authority will not be able to recover their dues, lease money dues from the allottee, but they will be able to get their dues only from the sale of attached assets other than the allottee's asset, because it was with the connivance of the authorities as well as the bankers. Apart from the authorities, Greater Noida authorities and Noida authorities, banks were also debarred from recovering the money from the sale of the flats allotted to the allottees. They were also required to be, they were also required to recover their money from the sale of assets other than the allottee's assets. Amrapali group registration was cancelled, and the banks and authorities, Greater Noida authorities and Noida authorities, were made responsible for the negligence they have done in respect of the development of the project. So these were certain points which were mentioned, which were decided by Honorable Supreme Court in Amrapali case. RERA registration was cancelled, and banks and Noida authorities were required to recover the monies from the property other than the allottee's property. Third landmark judgment is in respect of the Pioneer Urban Land and Infrastructure. This is also decided by the Honorable Supreme Court. In fact, the definition of financial creditors under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, the definition later on included the allottees also. So the promoters have gone in appeal before the Honorable Supreme Court that this is constitutionally not valid. But in this case, the Honorable Supreme Court held that the definition of financial creditor, including the home buyers under this purview, is constitutionally valid. And in case of conflict between RERA and IBC, the IBC will prevail. So this was the major three judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court in respect of RERA Act. Now, I will come to certain other aspects. One is regarding validity of old ATS under RERA. At the time of presenting the RERA Act in the honorable before the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, it was very specifically mentioned by the honorable minister that the whatever agreement has been entered into between the promoter as well as the allotee, those agreements will be valid, and those will be valid in total. And in case in this case in this matter, even the Neel Kamal Realtors, Bombay High Court has also held that the old agreement will be valid and they do not require rewriting. In the Magic Eye Developer and Yogesh Tomar in the Haryana Tribunal, they also held that old agreements will be valid. Now, the point is whether the agreement will be valid in toto or they can modify regarding enforceability. We have seen certain cases wherein the real estate authorities are, although in principle have agreed that old agreements are valid, but for the relief granted to the allotee, they are not following the agreement to sale. They are taking their own interpretation, particularly that this agreement is not valid in old agreements are not valid in toto. If ATS is one-sided, it cannot be enforceable. So this is a point of contention, and I think there will be a lot of litigation on this point, because either an agreement has to be valid in toto or it cannot be valid. But at the time of, as mentioned by me earlier, that at the time of presenting the Real Estate Act before the both houses, they have mentioned that agreement to sell will be valid in toto. So there will be a lot of litigation. The matter will be settled by the highest court of law. This point is still disputed. Various authorities have taken different stands. So this is a legal aspect which will be settled later on. Now, definition of ongoing projects, because this definition is not this definition is not mentioned in the Act. Various acts has mentioned their own definition of ongoing projects. They have given various exemptions as per their convenience. Central government has issued various guidelines, various circulars to the state governments that they should not dilute this provision. But still, most of the states have taken their own stand. This matter will also be settled in the highest court of law, and lot of litigations will be there. Chances are there that some projects may be requiring registrations by abolishing the exemptions granted by the states, and they may get benefit also of the in the definition of ongoing projects. But this point also requires a lot of discussion and deliberation. But definition on ongoing project is not clear. Then one point, that is unregistered projects are covered under the definition under the RERA Act or not. In unregistered projects also there are two types of projects. One is the projects which are required to be registered but not registered by the promoter, and second are those projects which are not required to be registered. So as regards the projects which are required to be registered under the RERA Act but has not been got registered by the developer, those projects are squarely covered under the RERA Act, and in fact in those cases various authorities have issued notices, show cause notices to the developer why they have not got it registered. But as regards the projects which are not required to be registered under the RERA Act, some authorities have taken a stand that those projects are also covered under the RERA for the complaints purpose. In Mumbai High Court, Mohammad Jain case versus Maharashtra, the same was affirmed, but that was for the limited purpose of filing the complaints. And in Haryana Tribunal, Omax Limited versus Arun, dated 19 December, it was also held that the unregistered projects are also covered, and the same was affirmed by Punjab Tribunal in Silver City construction case. But I'm happy to share that Rajasthan RERA has taken a very clear stand, and I must appreciate, everybody must appreciate that they have very specifically mentioned that those projects which are not required to be registered under the RERA Act, no complaint can be maintained, can be entertained under the RERA Act. This is the case of Saroj Devi versus Barry Developer. So, by taking a very clear stand, I don't know what the higher authorities will take the decision, but this is a very clear decision in Rajasthan that the unregistered projects are not covered under the definition of they are not covered for the purpose of complaint. And then one point is that up to what extent these projects, the complaints under these unregistered projects can be entertained, because there may be projects which are completed much ago, and if those projects are covered under the RERA, it will create a mess. So although this is a disputed point, and still, even if the unregistered projects are covered under the RERA, then this cannot be covered for all the sections. For the limited sections, there should be coverage. Next point is regarding registration, extension of registration for a period beyond 1 year. Up to, if a promoter is not able to complete the project in time, the authorities has been given power to extend it up to 1 year for extension of the project, looking to the circumstances and the facts of the each case. But in force majeure case also, they can extend the project. But what about the period beyond 1 year? Because sometimes it happens that the promoter is not able to complete the project even after the extended period of 1 year. Then in that case, few authorities have taken very welcome steps. They have given extension of more than 1 year, but they have imposed certain conditions. Those conditions are required to be fulfilled by the promoter for completing the project. But these decisions are welcome decisions, because if the project could not be completed in the extended time, then it will create a position of a very difficult position. So those decisions are welcome decisions. One litigation, important litigation, which is now under consideration by various authorities, is whether landowner can be treated as a promoter or not. Few authorities have very specifically included the landowner as promoter, but recently Karnataka RERA authority have issued very specific circular to cover the landowner as promoter in the case of under the definition of promoter in the RERA Act. But the liability to the promoter, the landowner, will be coterminous with the joint development agreement as entered with the promoter. In Rajasthan, the authority have taken a very clear stand that landowner are not treated as promoter. They will be out of the definition of promoter, and they will not be required to be liable under the RERA Act. in case of Shakuntala Narendra Singh Chauhan versus Modus Infra Limited. But I think when different authorities have taken different stand, this matter will go in the higher courts, and this point will be decided by the Honorable Supreme Court later on. But at present, what I suggest that everybody, particularly promoter, must think of treating landowner as promoter, and at the time of making joint and the time of entering to joint development agreement, all those points should be taken care of so as to limit the liabilities of the landowner or the promoter, whatever the case may be. So the agreement, joint development agreement, is very important, particularly after the enforcement of this RERA Act, which will in future decide the liabilities of both the parties, landowner as well as the developer. Next point is regarding long-term lease in RERA. It has been specifically covered under the Act that in case any property is given on long-term lease, this is covered under the RERA. But certain authorities have taken stand that this lease is not covered under the definition of sale under the RERA, but that is not the correct definition, because color of the agreement has to be seen. And in case of Lavasa Corporation Limited, Bombay High Court, it has been very specifically mentioned that the lease of 999 years cannot be taken as the rental. It has to be a sale agreement and to be covered under the definition mentioned in the RERA. But it is very much clear that rental agreements are not covered under the RERA. So what is to be seen is what agreements are made between the allottee and the developer. If it can be judged from the agreement that it is basically a sale, this will be covered under the definition of RERA, otherwise not, because the rent agreements are not covered under the definition of RERA. Next important point is regarding refunds, because we have seen that number of cases, most of the cases are regarding refund when the promoter is not able to offer the position of the flags as per the stipulated time. So these cases are growing. Now, who can grant the refund? Whether the authority can grant the refund or the adjudicating officer can grant the refund. Difference of opinions are there. The basic point of refund is that if the refund is being asked for with the interest and compensation or without compensation. The compensation word is very important. In Rajasthan RERA, they have made it very crystal clear in case of Amit Kumar Lamba versus Shekhar Homes Developers that section 14.1, 14.2, 18.1, if refund and interest is asked for, and section 19 subsection 6 to 19 subsection 19 subsection 1911, then RERA authority will be entitled to grant the refund. And in other cases, section 12, section 14 subsection 3 and section 18.1, if compensation is asked for, and section 18.2 and 18.3, then only adjudicating officer will be entitled for the refund. In Haryana Tribunal, they have barred the authority to grant the refund in the matter of Vijay Pal Singh and Ansal Housing case, in the Ansal Housing and Construction Limited, and in Samir Mahavir and others versus MG Housing, also in Haryana Tribunal, they have very specifically mentioned that if refund is asked for with interest and the compensation, then it has to go to the executing officer. In Rajasthan, we have taken a very clear stand that in case if any compensation is asked for, that case will go to the executing officer, and if no compensation is asked for, the appeal will lie with the authority, and they will be entitled to grant the refund. And even if compensation is asked for, they will transfer that part to the executing officer for granting the compensation. So this matter also needs further decision from the higher authorities, and because different authorities have taken different stand, authority have taken different stand, and the real estate appellate tribunal of that particular state has taken different stand. The matter are pending with various high courts, and I think this matter will be settled in the Supreme Court alone. Land. Next part is land and development cost. No definition has been given in the Act regarding the estimated cost of real estate project. I have 7 minutes more. Estimated cost. The land cost has not been defined in the Act. Every state is taking different definition of the land, because land can be obtained by way of purchase, by way of old purchase, by way of old purchases, or by way of will, gift, or the government land. So different person, even in a under one authority, are taking different value of the land. Apart from this, development cost is also not defined in the Act. So there are certain expenditure which needs to be clarified whether those expenditure are part of the development cost, like certain expenditure of capital nature of plant and machinery, or marketing expenditure, or interest on finance, or even the installment on the finance on the loan taken. Certain authorities are taking as a part of the development cost, or certain other authorities are not taking as a part of the development cost. So there is no uniformity in this respect also. Now, one important aspect is regarding the applicability of the provision of 500 meters or 8 units of wood. In fact, the fact issued by the various authorities mentions that the RERA no registration will be required under the RERA if the project is 500. Both the conditions are to be fulfilled. Means the project has to be less than 500 meters and units has to be less than 8 units. But in Maharashtra Tribunal, in Gitanjali case, they have held that both conditions have to be fulfilled to get the exemption. If a unit is having 500 meters, less than 500 meters of land, and units are more than 10, no registration is required as per the Maharashtra Tribunal. But I think this also requires the High Court or Supreme Court decision. But as a precaution, I will advise to the promoters that they must take the registration even if they fall in one of the category. I have already discussed regarding the applicability of the IBC versus RERA. In Pioneer Urban Land, they have already mentioned that the IBC will prevail over RERA. But the welcome point is that the ordinance dated 28 December, they have mentioned that no application can be filed if the minimum of 10% of allotee or a minimum of 100%, 100 allottees should be there in filing the application before IBC, and the limit has also been raised with effect from 24th March 2020 to rupees 1 crore. This is a very welcome step, and this will help unnecessary litigation and stop the harassment of the promoters. Whether investors covered under the definition of allottee, it has been in various decisions of authorities. They have covered the investors who have given unofficially. They have given the loan to the promoter and then got the flat or particular real estate asset from the developer as against the security. They are also covered under the definition of allotee. But again, this is a disputed point which will be settled in our court. One important point is that because
Sanjay ji, last 3 minutes.
okay, one important point is regarding appeal before the final tribunal, filing appeal before tribunal, certain fees is required to be deposited, but in certain cases the exemption has been given by the different tribunal that if those cases are apparently ab initio void, then those fees are not required to be deposited at the time of filing the return. Format of certificate filing of the appeal. Format of certificates are not proper. Different states have framed their different certificates, and which are very complicated, not matching. There should be a proper system to match those certificates and to make them simplified. Planning of registration, planning at the time of registration is very important, which we have to be very cautious, because what the promoter is thinking sometimes that registration is merely filing certain information before the authority, but various other aspects like time, phase, cost of the project, taxation aspect, then ATS, many other aspects are required. So at the time of registration, I will advise all the promoters to deliberate upon those points and discuss with the professionals what aspects are to be filed at the time of registration, because those all the future liability will depend on those points only. Government has come out with a special window for the stall projects, that is 25,000 crores, and but only 2 projects have been financed, but I think it will gain momentum after the end of this COVID. One important and point is stall project. We have been observing that number of projects are now blocked or they are not stopped. But here is the role of the professional, and I think there are various other sections mentioned in the RERA Act which give many relaxation to the promoter, and stall project can be started, but a meticulous planning is required. There are different modes how to start the stall projects, but it has to be seen individually. But I can assure you that RERA Act has many provisions to start the stall projects. COVID impact is also there. There are so many other. Construction activity will be standstill, steep decline in the sales value, liquidity problem, and the government has also assured to come out with various relaxations. And Secretary of the central government, Chief Yogesh Bhatia, recently mentioned that the government will be coming out with certain relaxation in respect of real estate sector within a week's time. And there are such, I think I have completed my presentation within the time allowed by our chairman, and I am thankful to all of you for giving me a patient hearing. I welcome you all in now in the question answer session. Although it is a new act, I have tried my best to understand the implications. Still, I will try to give the reply to your queries. Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you, Sanjay Giaji. It was a wonderful presentation, and I think being a new subject and not practiced by many of the professionals, it was a great attendance also, and you presented the concept in a lucid manner, and the opening remarks by our chairman was wonderful. I would be giving the mic again to the chairman, but friends, 2 reminders. First, please note that all these videos are available at the AIFTP Central Zone YouTube channel. So please subscribe or like the YouTube channel of the AFTP Central Zone, and you will get all the videos of the participants. So I would request you, please go to the YouTube, click on AFTP Gap CZ, and you will find the YouTube channel of AFTP Central Zone, and you will get all the videos of all the webinars. With this, there are many queries being raised, but before taking the queries, I would request our chairman, Shri N.K. Gupta sir, to say his remarks.
Thank you, Pankaj Ghia ji. Thank you to Sanjay Ghia for elaborating on the RERA Act. आज से 3 साल पहले मैंने इसको एक बार पढ़ा था, उसके बाद में बहुत ज्यादा काम नहीं आया. आज संजय घिया ने वापस इसको नॉलेज में ला दिया है और बहुत अच्छे तरीके से नॉलेज में लेके आया है. मैं इसको संजय घिया को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ. मैंने एक प्रॉब्लम के लिए मैंने बात की थी कि ड्यू टू दिस COVID-19 projects will be delayed, say for 6 months to 12 months. And delay of the projects, in case of delay of project, customer may demand the refund with interest. So what builder will do in case if customer demand the refund, because there is a scarcity of funds, there will be gap in the fund flow statement and cash flow statement. He will not be getting his collection. He has to invest in the construction, and moreover, if customers used to demand the money, there may be 2 reasons for the demanding the refund. First, delay in the projects, and second, due to this downfall in the prices of the real estate. The reason may be the real reason may be the downfall in the price of the real estate, but he may take the उसके लिए वो ये कह सकते हैं कि क्योंकि टाइमली कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, that's why he want the refund. So what will be the situation? What will be the situation? What will be the position of the builder? Sanjay Ghia ji.
Sorry, Sanjay ji, just a minute. You have muted yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes.
Thank you.
Now.
Thank you, Gupta sir. Your question is very much relevant nowadays because most of the problems, most of the cases, right?
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही संजय जी, तेज बोलिए.
Thank you, Gupta sir. आ रही है मेरी आवाज?
हाँ, अब आ रही है.
Thank you, Gupta साहब. आपका जो question है, that is very much relevant because most of the cases at present are with respect to the refund alone, because there may be several reasons. One of the reason is that the builder is not able to deliver the possession as per the specified date. But other aspects like if decline in the market value of the flat or the particular unit is also one of the reasons that the builder the promoter not interested in getting the possession. But my point is that while deciding the case, the RERA authorities are giving they are giving on the basis of facts and circumstances of each case. नहीं देखते हैं कि बिल्डर ने केवल और केवल ये कहा कि प्रोजेक्ट को नहीं किया इसलिए रिफंड देना है, और उन्होंने ये भी देखा है कि
थोड़ी आवाज कट रही है संजय जी.
ये पीछे किसी बैकग्राउंड में आ रही सर स्टॉप.
अच्छा,
यदि ऐसा नहीं है कि each and every authority in each and every case they are refunding, they are looking to the facts and circumstances of the each case, and if they feel that the builder or promoter is serious about giving the possession and the project is near completion, they can stop the granting of refund also, and they have done in so many cases in Rajasthan RERA also that they have not granted the refund.
Thank you, Sanjay, but we have to be very brief. There are a lot of queries, and please be brief in your answers.
Okay. Thank
you.
Yes. We should start the question. The question answer session.
The first question is from Narendra Mittal. I am unmuting Narendra Mittal.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Narendra ji, welcome.
Yeah, Sanjay ji, my question is that whether industrial projects are required to be registered under Rajasthan RERA.
Yes, it is covered, sir.
It's covered, but there is lot of cases.
What is the meaning of the industrial project? Please. What is the meaning of the industrial project?
They in fact, they have given decision in one of the case also. I exactly don't remember the case. I will let you know. Industrial project means the sale of industrial plots.
Yes.
If you are developing the industrial, area or plotting industrial plots, then that is covered and it has to be registered.
I think the query of Narendra Mittal is that if I am developing an industry.
No. Like we are developing an industrial estate.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Then whether that project is required to be registered under Rajasthan RERA or not.
Yes, it is covered.
Okay. Mr. P.K. Raghav. Mr. P.K. Raghav. Are you there, Mr. Raghav? Mr. Shivcharan Pitalia.
Yes. Sir.
पितलिया जी भरतपुर से हैं, राजस्थान से।
सर बिया जी नमस्कार। मेरा बिया जी से सवाल ये है कि 2012 में हमने एक बिल्डर के यहाँ फ्लैट बुक कराया, उसने 2015 तक हमको कंप्लीट करने का एश्योरेंस दिया, हमने 2015 तक सारे इंस्टॉलमेंट पे कर दी, पर टिल नाउ द प्रोजेक्ट इज नॉट कंप्लीटेड इन ऑल रेस्पेक्ट विद ऑल एमिनिटीज एंड प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट हैज नॉट बीन इशूड बाय द जेडीए. Whether I can get my refund with interest or compensation now?
ये तो मैं कह नहीं सकता कि आपको मिल सकता है नहीं मिल सकता, because this decision has been taken by the authority. So you have to file a complaint to the authority and they will take the decision according to the facts.
Voice is not clear, sir.
Sanjay ji, you have to speak loudly.
Achha. This refund, I cannot say whether you are able to get a refund, but you have to file the case before the authority and they will decide the case whether refund should be granted to you or not, depending on the facts and circumstances of the each case, or particular your case.
Okay, thank you.
Pitalia ji, may I add that there are decisions that even prior to the RERA, the RERA law would apply, and in such cases, it is advisable that we should file the complaints. And it is most probably that
before courts or before RERA?
Before the authority, RERA authority.
Authorities. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
It is advisable to file the complaints.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Varun Bansal. Mr. Varun Bansal, you have to unlock yourself. Yes.
Yeah, I have unmuted. Good afternoon, sir.
कहाँ से हैं आप वरुण जी?
सर जयपुर से हूँ मैं, कलाडीन कंपनी में।
अच्छा, अरे सॉरी सर, ठीक है।
Sir, मेरे question है संजय जी, I want to ask regarding this land sharing projects where the promoter and the landowner has entered into an agreement for sharing of area. In such kind of projects where the landowner also wants to sell his share of flats and all, and the developer also wants to share his projects, and they both want to take the consideration in their separate account. What is the procedure? Because RERA allows to operate only single RERA account, and also the registration is a single registration for the complete project. So can you throw some light on this issue?
I have already explained that this landowner is also promoter. And
that is true.
Secondly, in Rajasthan, we have not got that facility that they open two accounts. But now, whatever is available in Rajasthan RERA, that particular one account has to be for the by the builder, promoter, or the landowner, for both. Because claims has to be made by the landowner also.
So till now there is no such facility that they both can operate separate RERA account.
Yes, in Karnataka they have started this.
Okay.
Avinash Kedia, Mr. Avinash Kedia.
Sir, I want to ask one thing. Plotting of lands will also come under RERA. How much area it should be there? 500 meters you have said that will come under RERA. You have to take a permission in the RERA. Plotting of land. Hello.
Can you repeat again, please?
Sir, plotting of land
Yes.
come under RERA Act.
Yes.
नहीं,
How
what
much
is the
area
minimum
is
size?
minimum
Minimum
area?
size, Sanjay.
The total size of the project is 500 meters or more. Then it is covered.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Less than 500 meters.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mr. Virender. Mr. Virender, you are there?
Yeah, I am here.
Yeah, बोलिए.
सर, एप्लीकेंट ने कोई फ्लैट परचेज किया, 10% अमाउंट दे दिया और एग्रीमेंट भी रजिस्टर्ड जो है सब रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस में हो गया. अब अलॉटी जो है न तो फर्दर इंस्टॉलमेंट्स पे करता है, न वो फाइनल इंस्ट्रूमेंट जो रजिस्ट्री करवाने के लिए आता है, और प्रोजेक्ट लगभग 80% कंप्लीट हो गया. डेवलपर के पास क्या रेमेडी है? न वो कैंसिलेशन के लिए आता है.
नहीं, डेवलपर आप या तो उसके हिसाब से आप कंप्लेंट भी कर सकते हैं, और आप यदि उस एग्रीमेंट में लिखा है तो आप कैंसिल भी कर सकते हैं. दोनों.
सर, वो रजिस्टर कैसे होगा?
Sorry?
वो सब रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस में कैंसिलेशन डीड रजिस्टर कैसी होगी? यूनिलेटरली तो आप कैंसिल कर नहीं सकते, रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस में दोनों का साइन चाहिएगा.
नहीं, वो तो आपने जो एग्रीमेंट में जो लिखा है उसके हिसाब से आप उनको लिख के तो दे सकते हैं ना. मतलब आपको बेसिकली उस एग्रीमेंट को कैंसिल करने के लिए आपने उस एग्रीमेंट में क्या लिखा है?
We have given the notices.
Notice है तो आप you have to give the notice, as well as it is always better to file complaint before the RERA authority, so that in future you are not made responsible for any of your act, and then RERA authority is aware about the action taken by you. It is
Registered,
also-
sir,
Okay.
registered.
No
APS
cross questions, sir. No cross questions. Kritika Jain.
So hello. Yeah, good morning,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
So the project was started in April 17, and this current collection and RERA account were opened in July 17. So until then, all the amount was deposited in the company's main current account, and thereafter it switched over to the project's current account. So what will be the liability with respect to 70%, sir?
Basically the you have to basically the act says that you have to deposit 70% when this project, from the date when the project is registered. But if you have not done it and you have done it later on, so if you do not have any mala fide intention, I think there won't be any consequences, or there may be any penalty.
No, sir. The collection from April to June 17 is 100% is in the company's current account only.
So you have not transferred that amount to the 70%?
No, sir. It hasn't been transferred, sir. But cumulatively, if we consider it, the 70% withdrawals and the expenses, we are okay with it, sir.
You have made non-compliance, but you have to prove that this is a bona fide mistake. Otherwise, you have to see as per the requirement whether you have you have transferred to that particular account, and the RERA authority can take a lenient rule in case of any violation done by you if it is a bona fide. But
Okay.
you have to overall see 70% has to be utilized for the project.
Okay. Mr. Manjunath. Mr. Manjunath, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
हाँ, बोलिए. You have to speak loudly.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, speak loudly.
Sir, whether this RERA applies to land developer, the conversion of land into sites and sell it, the only activity. No construction activities are going on.
I'm not able to hear it.
No, the development of land into sites and sell it. But this RERA Act applies to that.
Development of land into site and selling it.
Sell it. Yes.
You mean to say we are selling plots? Is it a plotting development?
Only sites. No, only sites we are selling.
I think there is some confusion, Manjunath ji. The question
Yes,
is,
sir.
are you purchasing say 1,000 meter of land
No.
and selling 100 meter?
No. JDA development is there.
Huh.
We are a developer and converting the land into sites and sell it.
Okay, he is a developer, JDA, like a JDA.
Yes.
Like
yes,
a
sir.
JDA.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the question?
RERA is applicable on it or not?
Yes, yes. All the government authorities also. Whether it is housing in Rajasthan Housing Board or JD, every authority is also covered. Government authorities.
Ashok Goda. Ashok Goda.
हाँ यस, आवाज आ रही है मेरी? जय जी।
यस सर, बोलिए।
अब मैंने बुकिंग कराई थी प्रोजेक्ट की दिसंबर 14 में और 15 में एग्रीमेंट हुआ, तो और 18 के अंदर उन्होंने प्रोजेक्ट देने का, मेरे को फ्लैट देने का वायदा किया था बिल्डर ने। फिर उन्होंने रेरा में रजिस्टर कराया, तो 2020 में उन्होंने लिख दिया 20 तक हम प्रोजेक्ट पूरा करेंगे। इस बीच ही मेरा एग्रीमेंट पुराना काम आएगा या नया बनना चाहिए, एक तो ये बताएं। और उस प्रोजेक्ट को अगर वो दूसरों को सेल कर देते हैं, किसी को हैंड ओवर कर देते हैं, तो क्या मैं क्लेमेंट को किससे करूंगा, नए वाले से या पुराने वाले से?
आपके दो क्वेश्चन है। पहली चीज है कि भाई जो आपको नया एग्रीमेंट करने की जरूरत नहीं है। सेकंड, आपको नया एग्रीमेंट करने की जो ओल्ड एग्रीमेंट विल बी वैलिड। और दूसरा आपका क्वेश्चन है कि जो ट्रांसफर आपका उन्होंने प्रोजेक्ट किसी को ट्रांसफर कर दिया है, तो उसमें 2/3 अलॉटी की प्लस रेरा की परमिशन होगी, और वो आदमी रेस्पॉन्सिबल होगा आपके लिए पूरा। जो पुराना था एज इट इज, वो नए पे शिफ्ट हो जाएगी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी,
नया वाला।
हाँ।
Okay, Smith Saurabh from Patna. Smith ji, you have to unlock your mic. Smith Saurabh from Patna.
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Very thank you, sir. My question is, sir, how one can decide that a person is a lottery or an investor? Sir, a person who is a lottery or investor, how we can recognize, or how one person has recognized?
The first point is, for the purpose of the RERA authority, it has decided all the cases that investor, there is no difference between investor and allotee, number one. Now you have to prove, if you want that you are investor, if you want to prove that the allotee is an investor, you have to prove from the facts whether he has lent the money, he has made an agreement for lending the money to you. So it depends on facts and circumstances of each case.
Okay. Mr. Raghuveer Singh Punia.
सर नमस्ते, मैं यहाँ चेयरमैन साहब के नीचे ही उनकी छत्र छाया में रहता हूँ, और बिल्डर्स के
आप तो शुरू में डरा दिया हमें।
बिल्डर्स के साथ में उनके ऊपर आईबीसी भी लागू हो जाता है। जब होम बायर हैं वो फाइनेंशियल क्रेडिटर बन जाते हैं, कंज्यूमर कोर्ट में जाते हैं तो कंज्यूमर बन जाते हैं। रेरा भी उनको प्रोटेक्शन देता है, जबकि रियल एस्टेट इंडस्ट्री अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर में सबसे ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट देने वाली इंडस्ट्री है, और इस रिसेशन में और कोरोना काल के बाद में वो सबसे ज्यादा सपोर्ट करेगी। तो क्या इस इंडस्ट्री के लिए भी सरकार हमेशा ही सौतेला व्यवहार करती रहेगी, या इसके लिए भी कुछ करेगी? हम AIFTP के माध्यम से इसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं?
सर बिल्कुल सही बात है, आपके लिए AIFTP रिप्रेजेंटेशन देगी, उसके लिए एक आपको हमको पार्टी देनी पड़ेगी, उसके बाद सोचेंगे।
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर। विवेक भार्गव जी।
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन छत और कॉमन एरिया जो हर प्रोजेक्ट में होता है उसके मालिकाना हक को लेकर है, जो रेरा लागू होने के बाद के प्रोजेक्ट और रेरा लागू होने के पहले के प्रोजेक्ट, दोनों के बारे में मैं जानना चाहता हूँ।
मिस्टर कमलेश शर्मा, आप अपना स्क्रीन शेयर बंद कीजिए प्लीज। कैलाश शर्मा स्क्रीन शेयर बंद कीजिए प्लीज। कैलाश शर्मा अगर आप सुन रहे हैं, वरना मेरे को रिमूव करना पड़ेगा आपको। रिमूव कर दो।
हाँ, मैं जवाब दूं?
हाँ जवाब दे दें आप प्लीज।
ये जो कॉमन एरिया का है, रेरा एक्ट के बाद और रेरा एक्ट के पहले दोनों ही केस में ये ऑनरशिप एसोसिएशन ऑफ अलॉटी की होती है, इसमें ऑनरशिप कॉमन है। तो रेरा एक्ट आने के बाद और उसके पहले कोई फर्क नहीं है इसमें ऑनरशिप में। इट इज नॉट द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द प्रमोटर, इट इज द कॉमन।
let me just wait, there is some problem because of this Mr. Kailash Sharma. Let us continue with the questions. Mr. Puneet Jain. Mr. Puneet Jain, you have to unmute your mic.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes, go on.
Sir, sir, my question is this: as a statutory auditor of a private limited company which is registered under RERA, what things we should keep in mind?
In fact, RERA rules of each state has specified the prescribed format, and you have to certify as per their format. So all the necessary precautions, as mentioned in our institute guidelines, has to be taken care of.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, one more question: कि ये जो RERA में when the project is completed, जो society बननी है, तो ये सारे pools and जो भी facilities जो construction work होता है, वो सब होता है बाद में complete. And ये जो costings वाला part है, that costing is going on and that is loaded even after the project is completed. So what is the implication of those costs that belongs to the whole project but that are being incurred at the end of the project, even when the flats are registry of the flat has been done? मतलब flats की registry हो जाती है, flats के possession भी दे दिए जाते हैं, उसके बाद ये societies के जो भी इनके facilities के construction cost वगैरह हैं वो incur होते रहते हैं. तो वो that portion of the cost is जो incur बाद में होती है, that has been loaded onto the remaining closing stock that has been remained unsold. What should we do in that matter, and what any RERA implication is there is also on that?
नहीं, रेरा में तो बहुत स्पेसिफिक ये किया हुआ है कि आफ्टर गेटिंग ऑक्यूपेंसी सर्टिफिकेट तभी रजिस्ट्री होगी. तो ऑक्यूपेंसी सर्टिफिकेट जब आता है, जब आपके पास यू हैव ऑल फैसिलिटीज, उसमें कोई भी काम जो आपने कमिट किया हुआ है इनकम्प्लीट है तो ऑक्यूपेंसी सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा ही नहीं. तो आई डोंट थिंक दैट देयर विल बी एनी एक्सपेंडिचर व्हिच विल बी इनकर्ड आफ्टर गेटिंग द ऑक्यूपेंसी सर्टिफिकेट. Although the payment can be made later on, but the provision has to be made before the close of the project.
नहीं, but sir,
Mr. Sunil Agarwal, sir, we have to stop it.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, my question is in case of government land, at the time of registration, which amount should be mentioned?
This is a very good question, because I have already mentioned in my slide that the land cost has not been defined. So certain authorities have taken the DLC rate, or they name it in different states, name it differently. But in our case, we can take the reserve price or the DLC rate as a cost. We are taking that with giving proper note in the at the time of registration.
Okay, Miss Preksha Jain, CA Preksha Jain, you have to unmute yourself if you are there. Preksha Jain, if you are there, unmute yourself. Okay, then we move on to Avnisha.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon, sir. My query has been resolved. It was about common area of chat and all.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Dilip Kumar Agarwal.
Sir, I have purchased one flat before the RERA, and possession is not handed over, so I have moved to the State Commission. So whether I can withdraw the petition before the State Commission and file the petition in the RERA?
Yes, you can do it. You can get the complaint filed with the RERA authority, but you have to get the permission from State Commission.
So delay will be also covered.
What about limitation?
Limitation, yes.
The limitation, which limitation you are talking about?
Is there any limitation for filing a complaint?
No. There is no limitation.
Okay. Right.
Mr. Ramesh Kumar Dhal.
Sir, my question is, after taking possession of a flat from the builder, any dispute arises as regards to the land. So whether it will be applicable to file a case before the RERA against a builder or both against a builder and landowner who is also shareholder of the property.
You mean to say against whom you have to file the complaint?
Right. Both builder and landowner or only builder?
You have entered into agreement with the builder or the both, the tripartite agreement?
We have taken the we have signed the agreement with the builder.
If you have entered the agreement with the builder, then you have to file against builder only. If you have done it with the tripartite agreement, then you file for both of them, against both of them.
After taking the permission from the landowner, the builder has doing all these.
Sanjay ji, I think we are almost over with the queries. Chairman sir, we would request you for a fast comment.
Thank you, Pankaj ji. Very elaborate session. बहुत अच्छी तरह संजय गिया जी ने एक्सप्लेन किया. क्वेश्चन आंसर्स भी बहुत ठीक रहे. मैं सब पार्टिसिपेंट्स को धन्यवाद देता हूँ ज्वाइन करने के लिए. पर्टिकुलरली पंकज जी को जिन्होंने मुझे इनवाइट किया चेयरमैन के बतौर और यहाँ आकर के आप सब लोगों से रूबरू होने का मौका दिया. धन्यवाद. थैंक यू संजय. थैंक यू पंकज.
Thank you, sir. Again, to remind all, tomorrow 11 o'clock we have a mega seminar, webinar, wherein the president of the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal and the vice presidents of the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal would be there on our platform, and we will be having a speaker on income tax, CA Rajesh Mehta from Indore, on capital gains aspects and other issues. So friends, join us tomorrow at 11 o'clock sharp. It is like a Ramayana or Mahabharat. Join at the same time, same place every day, and from day after tomorrow it will be at 10 o'clock for the next 9 days. So I would request you all to share this information with all other professional group. And now I would be opening the mic for Sanjay Ghia for his final concluding words.
Thank you, Pankaj Bhai. I am indeed very grateful to all of you, and particularly your entire team who has given me an opportunity to be here amongst us, to share my views on the RERA. In fact, I have tried to cover different aspects, but due to lack of time and due to vast different type of judgment, it's possible that I might not be able to cover the entire aspects. But I think with the passage of time, this law will be settled, and I am again thankful to all of the participants who have made this session interactive. And thank you all again.
Thank you, Sanjay Bhai. Friends, again to remind you, join our YouTube channel, AFTP Central Zone. Click on the YouTube and subscribe it so that you can see the webinars recording there. The PPT has been shared in the chat mode. You can go into the chat mode and download the PPT. It would be shared on our WhatsApp group. If you are not the member of the WhatsApp group, please click on the link on the WhatsApp group and join the WhatsApp group for the latest information. Join again tomorrow. With this, again, we are very punctual with the time. At 12:30, we are ending this seminar. Have a good day, have a good week, and enjoy the lockout, enjoy the vacation, forced vacation though it is. Enjoy it. Have a good day and bye-bye to all. See you tomorrow morning again. Bye-bye. And I am ending this meeting now.